In this example, we're going to take a look at where you may want to use a delete item action. One thing that we do a lot with Infowise projects is we create relationships between lists, and we'll have parent tables and child tables. When we go to delete a parent table, many times you may want to delete the child records because they're no longer needed. And that's not going to happen automatically. So in this example, we'll show how we could make that cleanup action occur when a parent record is deleted. So in our example, we have a projects list, which is the parent list, and we have the products list, which is the child. In order to make this work, we need to get that parent ID for reference in the child list. So I've got a parent ID field, and we want that created when an item is added. In the child list, you want to go in there and you can create a field and just make it a simple text field and call it parent ID. And then once you have that field created in the actions, you're going to go ahead and create an action which will be fired on new to look up that parent ID. So this will just be on new, and we want to hide that from the user. We'll look up the ID. So there's a lookup function. This will actually pull a value from the parent list down to this child list. So that works by just using the syntax cache lookup ID with a capital L. And we want this to just apply to that current list item, that ID equals ID setting. So once you have that set, you also need to make some adjustments for the column permissions. We don't, for example, want to show the actions column or the parent ID in the user form. Neither one of these will the user need to look at or set when that form comes up. So make sure to use that as well. So that's it for the child list. And this will set us up so that we can do the appropriate delete action in the parent projects list. So in this list, what we need is a delete action. So I'm going into the settings, and we'll take a look at the delete action settings. So you can see this is a delete list item type action. And we called it cleanup child records on delete. So you can see I've picked delete list items. This is unusual. In this case, we only want this action to be triggered upon delete of that parent record. Advanced settings, we'll go ahead and hide that from the user. And then what we need to do is select the list which will be affected. So what we're looking to do is delete items from the child products list. So we have that selected there. And what we're going to do is delete when that parent ID field equals the ID of this list record in the projects list. So this can delete multiple items. Don't need any conditions. This will just always happen anytime there's a delete of that parent record. So whenever you set up these actions, especially in something a little more unusual, you want to go ahead and confirm the functionality. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll go into a dummy project which I've created, and we'll put in some products. And then after delete this, we'll make sure that these actually, these child products are deleted as expected. So I don't especially care what these are called. I'm just going to put in a couple of dummy products. And you can see the parent ID coming in, which is good. That's a good confirmation. We wouldn't normally show this in the list, but I have this showing just to prove that we're getting that lookup value as expected. So we'll do one more just to make sure it can handle multiple deletes. Sometimes you see this referenced this way, cascade delete, meaning in a hierarchical relationship that when a parent is deleted, all the children are deleted. So that's the kind of functionality that we want to set up. So I now have this project with a couple of child items associated to it. And if I go to the products table, I'll see those in the list. And what we want to find out is if I delete that parent project, are those going to be deleted? So I'm going to go in here, and there's a couple ways, few ways to do delete, but I'll just use the ribbon menu. So I'm going to go delete item, and yep. Okay, so my project's gone. If our functionality works the way we want, then if I go to the products table, I'm not going to find the child records either. And they're gone. So that's good. We're doing some cleanup. We're not going to kind of leave the trash behind if a parent record is deleted.